In present times, the diet culture has grown exponentially, with social media spreading the word about new diets to try and conveying the idea of needing to be skinny to be attractive to people all around the world. There are numerous diets to choose from. However, a lot of these diets are unrealistic and tend to lead to weight cycling or the yo-yo effect, the repeated loss and gain of weight, similar to the up and down motion of a yo-yo. Many dieters are initially successful in losing the weight, but are unsuccessful in keeping that weight off. Instead of restricting yourself to minimal amounts of food, the high-protein diet changes what types of foods you are consuming, rather than how much you are allowed to consume. High-protein diets are increasingly popularized in the media as a promising strategy for weight loss by providing the twin benefits of improving satiety and decreasing fat mass. The goal of a high-protein diet is to lose weight by eating more protein-packed foods, which often means consuming fewer carbohydrates. The portion of total calories derived from protein is what defines a high-protein diet. In a typical diet, 10 to 15% of daily calories come from protein. In a high-protein diet, this number can be as high as 30 to 50%. In addition, high-protein diets might be recommended for those recovering from surgery or who have certain health conditions such as cancer, burns, or injuries. Extra protein helps people gain muscle mass and get stronger, as well as aids in healing wounds and forming new tissue in the body. In this video, I will discuss how a high-protein diet affects different dietary hormones, as well as how it can be a major part in helping someone lose weight and keep it off. The gastrointestinal hormones, or gut hormones, constitute a group of hormones secreted by enteroendocrine cells in the stomach, pancreas, and small intestine that control various functions of the digestive organs. Gut hormones have various physiological functions that include specifically targeting the brain to regulate appetite. The gastrointestinal tract is the body's largest endocrine organ and releases more than 20 different regulatory peptide hormones that influence a number of physiological processes and act on tissues including exocrine glands, smooth muscle, and the peripheral nervous system. Most of these hormones are sensitive to gut nutrient content, and short-term feelings of hunger and satiety are believed to be mediated in part by coordinated changes in circulating gut hormone levels. Ghrelin is a peptide hormone produced by enteroendocrine cells of the gastrointestinal tract, especially the stomach, and is often called a hunger hormone because it increases the drive to eat. Protein induces prolonged ghrelin suppression and is considered to be the most satiating macronutrient. On the other hand, fat exhibits weak and insufficient ghrelin suppressing capacity. Cholecystokinin, or CCK, is a peptide hormone found in the brain and the gastrointestinal tract. CCK stimulates intestinal motor activity and significantly contributes to the inhibition of gastric emptying. Consumption of dietary protein, and especially hydrolyzation of proteins into amino acids, effectively stimulates CCK release in the gut. Gluconeogenesis is a metabolic pathway that results in the generation of glucose from certain non-carbohydrate carbon substrates. High protein and low carbohydrate diets promote hepatic gluconeogenesis to maintain plasma glucose levels. Peptide YY, or PYY, functions as an appetite-suppressing gut hormone. Circulating PYY increases satiety, inhibits gastrointestinal motility, inhibits pancreatic hormone secretion, and decreases food intake. Low levels of PYY have been associated with higher BMI and obesity. Several long-term clinical trials of 6 to 12 months have found that consuming more protein than the recommended dietary allowance not only reduces body weight, but also enhances body composition by decreasing fat mass while preserving fat-free mass in both low-calorie and standard-calorie diets. High-protein diets were also observed to have long-term weight loss effects and to prevent weight regain following initial weight loss. High-protein diets increase energy expenditure by increasing diet-induced energy expenditure and resting metabolism. Daily energy expenditure is divided into three elements. 1. Sleeping metabolic rate or resting energy expenditure. 2. Diet-induced energy expenditure. And 3. Activity-induced energy expenditure. Protein intake generally affects diet-induced energy expenditure. This refers to the energy required for intestinal absorption of nutrients, early stages of nutrient metabolism, and nutrient storage. Dietary protein increases energy expenditure because it has a markedly higher diet-induced energy expenditure than fat and carbohydrates, and it preserves resting energy expenditure by preventing lean mass loss. Furthermore, increased diet-induced energy expenditure increases satiety, which also contributes to weight loss. To the best of our knowledge, Holt et al. Were the first to show that dietary protein increases satiety. In their study, they rated satiety for 38 foods, and protein-rich food received the highest ratings, followed by carbohydrate-rich and fat-rich foods. In addition, they reported that a food's protein content was proportional to its satiety index score, while fat content was inversely proportional to satiety index score. Some of the potential mechanisms that account for weight loss associated with high-protein diets involve increased secretion of satiety hormones, reduced orexigenic hormone secretion, the increased thermic effect of food, and protein-induced alterations in gluconeogenesis to improve glucose homeostasis. Amino acids remaining after protein synthesis are involved in an alternative pathway known as gluconeogenesis. Increased gluconeogenesis due to dietary protein is another mechanism for weight loss from high-protein diets. High-protein diets increase the expression of phosphoenolpyruvate carboxygenase, an enzyme that initiates gluconeogenesis, and glucose-6-phosphatase, an enzyme involved in the final stages of gluconeogenesis. As such, the increased energy usage in gluconeogenesis increases energy expenditure, contributing to weight loss. Furthermore, the elevation of glucose as a result of gluconeogenesis and the subsequent elevation of hepatic glycogen synthesis because of increased glucose level are known to intensify the sense of satiety in the brain. Ghrelin is an orexigenic hormone that induces food intake by increasing hunger, and its plasma concentration is decreased by protein intake. Bowen et al. Found that liquid preloads containing protein rather than glucose significantly suppressed ghrelin release. Dietary protein also elevates GLP-1, CCK, and PYY levels, which are secreted in the gut and diminish appetite while also decreasing ghrelin levels. Before you run to start this diet, it is important to know that there is not one universal diet that works for everyone, and that each one has its own pros and cons. However, through research and clinical trials, many various factors have been found that all contribute to why the high-protein diet helps people lose weight and keep that weight off.